Hey guys, Pete Sanctions here. Respect the beard. It might not be around too much longer, as I might be returning to the referee stripes for MMW Lucha Libre in South Sioux Center, Nebraska this Saturday for their Night of Kings show featuring Ramses from Nacho Libre. So that should be a fun time. So I might be joining in with that, and if that happens, then I'll have to shave all of this off. But enough about the beard, as epic as it is. Tonight, we're going to do a pretty recent WWE Tops Then, Now, Forever break video. But it's not just a pack. This is the Walmart Shawn Michaels exclusive pack here. And not only that, we have the 42 card exclusive roster update cards Then Now Forever box. And I just got back from Walmart like a good 3-4 hours ago, so this video is extremely genuine. It's extremely real, raw, in the cut, in the moment. I have no idea about the set as far as subsets or exclusives, but let's get right into it, shall we? Alright. And as I mentioned in the last pack break video for the WWE Action Packed 1994 set, I like to keep the packs, the wax packs and the blisters and all that as sort of mementos, and I tape them to my binders that I have, just as kind of a reminder of, you know, kind of a memento type thing. And like the WWF top set from 1987 that had the gum is still on the back of the card. So okay, the pack's open, and let's take a look at the pack for a minute. Features John Cena, Shawn Michaels, and Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah! So, nice little design there for 2018. And it said, look for Shawn Michaels autographs only at Walmart. And in the fine print it says, may contain redemption cards with expiration dates. I remember one of the most recent sets having codes for WWE on a video streaming service called Vudu, V-U-D-U. So, alright, let's see what we got here. The anticipation is killing me because I just got these, so you're getting an exclusive right here, YouTube. Okay, these are kind of welded in there. Sorry about that. Alright, here we go. First up, we have a Raw 25 subset card when Batista gave Evolution the thumbs down at Raw 25 there at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And looks like we've got the standard Tops logo in the upper left hand corner, and on the back we have a description of the incident or the moment along with the standard logos on the bottom. But yeah, the first one is from Raw 25, Batista giving Evolution the thumbs down. Here's a good one. Raw 25, the higher power is revealed. Rumors around the Wikipedia lands say that it was supposed to be the Jackal. The Jackal was supposed to be the power behind the throne of the Ministry of Darkness. But Don Callis had left the WWF by then, so they kind of abandoned the idea. But the higher power, man, I watched that in person, but not in person, but when it happened during the Attitude Era, and I had no idea who it was going to be. So there was a lot of speculation, and even if it would have been Jake Roberts, as Vince McMahon theorized that night, it would have been awesome. And it looks like the Raw 25 subset is just looking back over the last 25 years of memories of Monday Night Raw. So there's the greater power revealing himself for Raw 25. We have another Raw 25 card. And this time It looks at when Mr. Perfect defeated Ric Flair in 1993 in a career-ending match, or a loser leaves town match. This was done to write Flair out of WWF because he was on his way to WCW at the time. That was when they were still running the Manhattan Center, I believe. So that's Mr. Perfect from the career-ending match on Raw against Flair. And we have yet another Raw 25. And this one I remember quite well. Dolph Ziggler when he cashed in and won the World Heavyweight Championship. The ovation from that crowd that night was thunderous, and I believe it was the Raw after WrestleMania. Yes, it was. April 8th, 2013. And the post-match promo still sticks in my head because Dolph looked at the camera and said, "It's about damn time." And disappointingly, for the recaps, WWE kind of PG'd all over it. Was like, "It's about time." So, one I'll always remember from the Raw 25 subset, Dolph Ziggler cashing in. Oh, this is a good one. On my birthday in 2007, Vince McMahon walked out to his limo at the end of the night, kind of looked around suspiciously, didn't know what to make of his surroundings, got into his limo, and boom. Pretty explosive memory from the last 25 years of Monday Night Raw, wouldn't you say? We continue with the Raw 25 subset. During The Rock's concert, shortly after he returned from his first or second stint in Hollywood, he decided to regale the WWE Universe with some songs until someone had a little other plans. It turns out The Rock was next, because the next card in the Raw 25 subset is Goldberg, debuting in WWE. Alright. This time we got a different subset here. It's the Hall of Fame subset. And that's Hot Rod, Roddy Piper winning the Intercontinental Championship. And this is how the info looks for the Hall of Fame cards. Nice use of the logo in the upper left-hand corner there. That's from the Hall of Fame subset. This one looks to be the Superstars base set, and it's one half of the Good Brothers, or the Club, or the Bullet Club, whatever you like to call them. Luke Gallows, the Grizzled Young Vet, aka Sex Ferguson, for fans of Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Next we have, as mentioned on the box, the Shawn Michaels tribute cards. This one is Shawn Michaels leading Team HBK to victory. Nice logo with the heart there for the commemorative Shawn Michaels card. And this happened, I'm reading, this happened Survivor Series 2008. In a traditional Survivor Series match, HBK and his team came out on top. That's the Shawn Michaels subset there. Ooh. Deep cut from NXT. One half of the War Raiders. And Topps likes to make a big deal out of someone's first card in the set, or first card in the line. In this case, it's one half of the War Raiders, Rowe, aka Raymond Rowe. And this lucky man is now married to Sarah Logan. So you can see why I might be a little jealous. That's from the NXT subset. We've got a card from the Raw subset. One half of the Revival, Scott Dawson. With those mutton chops, or whatever you call them, or handlebar mustaches. But that's Scott Dawson of the Revival there. Put that in there. This one we have WWE UK Superstar and one half of Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven. And like I said, these are very, very current. So this is Trent, presumably from one of the United Kingdom Championship shows, and he's been doing great in the UK division. The fans love him. The fans love Mustache Mountain. They love the UK division, and trust me, I've got a bin binge watch set up and scheduled for NXT UK. And there's just one of the stars, Trent Seven. And he is part of that NXT subset. Next we have WWE legend Beth Phoenix, also WWE Hall of Famer. Fun fact, I will be attending the International Wrestling Museum Hall of Fame weekend this year in Waterloo, Iowa. And one of the guests to go into Hall of Fame, and the first female to go into the Hall of Fame this year, is Beth Phoenix. So I'm probably going to do kind of a YouTube walkthrough or diary maybe that weekend, last week of July this year. So be on the lookout for that, YouTube. There's Beth Phoenix, Legends card. We've got another legend, and of course it's Macho Man Randy Savage. In my last stand-up video, I led off with a Macho Man impersonation, and the crowd seemed to appreciate it, even though it didn't look like all of them were fans. But there's Macho Man Randy Savage in all his glory for Legends subset. Next, from Raw, we have one half of the former Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley. Next, we have NXT Superstar and recent main roster call-up, Lacey Evans. Made her debut at the Mae Young Classic and sort of was given a good introduction to the WWE Universe and the NXT Universe as a whole. And that's Lacey Evans from NXT. Next from Raw, we have the man himself. You'll remember the name of Goldust. It's going to be sad when he retires because he's thinking about sort of winding it down, maybe calling it an in-ring career, but yeah, that's Goldust from the Raw subset. Next we have a lady who really came into her own in the Raw Women's Division, Ember Moon. I had the pleasure of going to Shimmer in April 2014 for 4 DVDs worth of footage, I believe, and Ember Moon, then known as Athena, was part of that. So there's the Moon Goddess herself, Ember Moon, for the Raw subset. And for 205 Live, we have its general manager and current member of the Authors of Pain manager, Drake Maverick, formerly known as Rockstar Spud. But that is Drake Maverick from 205 Live. Next we have NXT Superstar. She whips you with her hair back and forth. Oh, I'm talking about Bianca Belair. And there's been a lot of talk how she might be the next breakout women's star to bust through the doors of the main roster from NXT and really make a name for herself and really carve out her own path. But that is Bianca Belair. Put that in the NXT pile. And last but not least, for this particular pack, we have 1/3 of Sanity, Alexander Wolf. There he is representing SmackDown. Sanity haven't really done much on SmackDown since their call-up, but maybe in 2019 we'll be seeing a lot more of the Agents of Chaos. But that is Alexander Wolf from Sanity. And if you'll give me a moment, I just have to get organized here. These are all going in the binder when I'm done here. Sorry. Yep. Okay, so that'll do it for the pack here. And this pack contained how many cards? Does it say? Usually it says on the front, but not here. But probably isn't, I'm just missing it. But that'll do it for the pack. Now for the box. And boxes I don't usually keep. Like, they had the WWE Heritage collectible tins, and I kept the tins, but then I went on eBay and saw that unopened and sealed was a lot more valuable. So let's rip this bad boy open and see what we got. Okay, I'm basically shredding the box at this point. Alright, we got them out. Okay, and they're in your basic plastic here, and I'm just going to show you the first card. Looks like from Raw 25, Triple H challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania. And this might have been the first time they fought at WrestleMania, because the second time, I think it was, the build-up to that and the challenge was just iconic in the response from the crowd and feeding off their energy. So let's open the actual plastic here, and see what we got from the box. Alright, we already did Triple H and Taker. From Raw 25, The Undertaker captured Stone Cold Steve Austin. Brilliantly done from a production perspective. Like, people thought he was literally going to get embalmed that night. And is it the same one? No, I was wrong. This, I'm just going to read here. As 1998 started to come to a close, Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin's feud was getting red hot. The two superstars found themselves on opposite end of a tag team match during the December 7, 1998 episode of Raw, teaming with Mankind, Austin, and The Rock, Undertaker, who were in their own rivalry. Undertaker at one point knocked Austin unconscious and carried him to the entranceway where the Brood waited. Together the four villains... Okay, this is where they tied him to the cross. This is where they tied him to the cross. Not the whole embalming thing, but yeah. So that is from the Raw 25 subset. And strangely, Raw 25 subset is appearing first in all this. And we got another one from Raw 25. When you talk about iconic crowd reactions and iconic moments in WWE history, everyone always talks about the night Triple H returned to the WWE at Madison Square Garden. As Jerry the King Lawler said, "I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, JR. I don't think I've ever heard anything like it." And he was right. Even watching on TV, the ovation came across as very real and genuine and raw. So that's Triple H returning from his quad surgery. And hey yo, Scott Hall returning at Raw 25 from the Manhattan Center. It's great to see him back in all his old machismo glory. Great to see everybody back for Raw 25, but that's Scott Hall. Moving right along with Raw 25, the premiere of Monday Night Raw in June of 1993. There's Yokozuna from the first episode of Raw. And I actually started watching WWF around 93. I don't remember watching Raw as much at first until we moved to Omaha in 1992 and later 93. But I remember watching All American Wrestling when we used to go up to Brooklyn and visit my now late grandmother. And that's basically where I first watched wrestling, was in her living room. Next from Raw 25, Triple H turning on Shawn Michaels. And if this is what I'm thinking, this is when DX was supposedly reunited. He asked the crowd, "Are you ready?" Then for the thousands of attendants, the millions watching at home, "Let's get ready to suck it." The crowd goes nuts, and all of a sudden, Triple H kicks his best friend in the stomach and drops him with a pedigree to the shock and bewilderment of all. That is Triple H turning on Shawn Michaels for the Raw 25 subset. Raw 25 once again. Another iconic moment. Bret the Hitman Hart returning, reconciling with Shawn Michaels and somewhat with Vince McMahon, but it had been 7 or 9 years. I can't really remember. But there's the return of Bret Hart for the Raw 25 subset. Raw 25 again. Another return. This time it was Shane McMahon. And like everybody else, I jumped up and down. I ran across my apartment because I didn't know what was going to happen. And that's kind of what's missing from wrestling these days, is the element of true, genuine surprise where you don't know what you're going to see next. But there's the return of Shane O'Mac to the WWE. When the Yes Movement hijacked Raw and Daniel Bryan, there's another from the Raw 25 subset. Raw 25 again. When The Miz cashed in to win the WWE Championship. Cash-ins and cash-ins on the night after WrestleMania are something truly special. No matter who is involved or if they are successful in the cash-in or not, really. It just heightens the fever and the anticipation that goes along with it. Continuing with Raw 25. John Cena comes to Raw as the #1 draft pick. Presumably to another raucous ovation. Don't let him in here. Don't let him in here. You keep your eye on him. Those were the words of Vince McMahon when Steve Austin drove a Zamboni into the arena and jumped and cracked Vince McMahon with a flying elbow, I think it was, or flying forearm, something like that. And the cops swarmed him, and he looked into the camera and said, "I ain't through with you, Vince. I ain't through with you yet by a long shot." There's Stone Cold doing a little Zamboni driving on Raw. We've got NXT now, one half of Heavy Machinery, who I haven't really seen much of because I'm so behind on NXT, but that's one half. Tucker Knight of Heavy Machinery, another one of the main roster call-ups you're going to get to see soon on WWE TV. From the Raw subset, one half of the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott, formerly known as Heidi Lovelace, featured in the series formerly known as on the WWE YouTube channel. Check that out. There's Ruby Riott of the Riot Squad. From Raw, we have the glorious Bobby Roode from the Raw subset. From SmackDown, the man who is awesome. I'm talking about The Miz for SmackDown. Connor from the Ascension, which they've managed to stick around and keep their faces shown and keep their names heard. So big ups to the Ascension for sticking in there through the tough times. But that's Connor. What's up? The Truth will set you free. R-Truth, another one who's managed to weather the various storms of a WWE career, the ups and the downs, and what he's doing is working, and it has been working, so he's got something for sure. That's R-Truth. And you might have seen this guy on 205 Live, the United Kingdom Championship Tournament, I believe, and then he filled in on a couple of pay-per-views. But there's Vic Joseph, one of the newer additions to WWE commentary. Next, from NXT, we have the former Martin Stone UK competitor, Danny Burch, now teaming with Oney Lorcan. But there is Danny Burch, and Martin Stone, let me tell you, a fixture on the United Kingdom independent wrestling scene for years. Got signed, didn't quite work out, came back, reinvented himself, and he is doing fantastic in NXT right now. That is Danny Burch. Next from Raw, we have David Otunga, who has really came into his role as a commentator since presumably retiring from the ring. But that is David Otunga for that subset there. This next one is Jason Jordan. Hopefully we'll see him back in the ring in 2019. There's Jason Jordan. From NXT, we have Kona Reeves, and I'm not going to lie, I thought this was John Morrison at first. But Kona Reeves from NXT. And from Raw, we have Jose from Raw. And to be in that conga line, man, it must be so much fun. But that's No Way Jose. Next from NXT, the rising women's superstar from Brazil, one of the standouts of the Mae Young Classic, Tainara Conti, the martial arts expert from Brazil, for the NXT subset. Next we have WWE legend and WWE Hall of Famer, the 8th Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant. Next, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man, billed for years from Omaha. But I remember when I saw him at 3XW, when I was still refereeing there, he said that he only lived in Omaha for a short time and then went on with his career. But for years, that was the hometown he was billed from. So we Omahans, and especially those of us in the wrestling community here in Omaha, take a lot of pride in that. From Raw 25, wonderful! It's Woken Matt Hardy. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't too sold on the Woken gimmick. I don't watch much TNA, so it was a very kind of strange experience for me, but eventually it did grow on me. That's Woken Matt Hardy for the Raw subset. Next on Raw, we have one other third of the Riot Squad. That is Liv Morgan, on Twitter at You Only Live Once. That is Liv Morgan from the Riot Squad. Next, we've got a complete tag team here, folks, because I just unearthed the other Viking warrior of the War Raiders. I'm talking about Hanson. And that's Hanson from the War Raiders. Next we have Mae Young Classic standout, formerly known as Evie on the independent circuit, now Dakota Kai. That is Dakota Kai. Next, Hugger's Gonna Hug. It's Bailey from the Raw subset. Next, you better run, Bray Wyatt from the Raw subset. We've got another complete tag team from the SmackDown subset, the other half of the Good Brothers, Kamikaze Machine Gun, Carl Anderson. With the hot Asian wife, I presume. But that's Carl Anderson for the Raw and SmackDown subset. From NXT, NXT's Twisted Sister and the Sister of Sanity, I'm talking about Nikki Cross. Another great addition to the main roster, and fans are just going to love her. I first was exposed to her when she was Nikki Storm in Shimmer, and she wrestled that entire weekend in April of 2014. That is Nikki Cross. And oh, we got a duplicate. There's Rowe from the War Raiders, but we already got him. So that's our first duplicate. Oh, looks like another duplicate. Scott Dawson of the Revival. And Wouldn't you know it, another duplicate. Trent Seven of Mustache Mountain. And wouldn't you know it, yet another duplicate. Beth Phoenix from the Legends subset, the Glamazon. Another duplicate, Macho Man from the Legends. And another duplicate, formerly the Hype Bro, coming into his own as a single star, staying hyped, staying eccentric, Mojo Rawley. And that is going to do it for this WWE 2018 Then, Now, Forever pack and box break. As always, I'm Pete Sanctions. Be sure to like the video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. I want your feedback. There doesn't seem to be a lot of commenting, a lot of viewing, a lot of activity in general, but just let me know. Just let me know what you want to see, and I'll try to make it happen for you folks, because I have a passion for professional wrestling, and with my work in Magnum Pro and elsewhere, and the stuff I'm starting to add to the channel now, you guys will truly see who I am and what I'm capable of, and the memories and the moments that I can provide you as I live my dream, and you get to live the dream vicariously through me. So, here's to a great 2019. Take care, and we'll see you next time.